Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of this live mixing session. Today we are going to be working on mixing the toms. So in the last video we edited them. Today we're going to mix them, and then we're also going to work on the overhead mics. So let's jump right in. Okay, picking up where we left off. Now that we have the toms edited, we can mix them. So I'm going to show you how I do toms. And one of the things with toms, at least in my style of mixing, typically I make them sound thinner than you would expect. I don't know, it's just always been the way that I wrap my brain around them. Is normally as a drummer, I'd want them, thick and nice low end, almost like a kick drum, but they always sound too thin to me, which ends up being the right way. So I think the best place to mix them is in these big hits right here. Usually we can get away with just using the channel strip. So I'm going to just loop this. Okay, so yeah, I'm liking that for right now. And then let's move on to the floor tom. Okay, so once I have dialed in sounds separately, I'll put them together, make sure that they match. So you want to make sure on the toms that the high-end snappiness matches between the two so it doesn't sound weird whenever you're rolling from one to the other. Okay, so that sounds good to me, but I think I'm actually going to roll off, or not roll off, but I'm going to high pass it just a little bit harder than what I think sounds good. And if you want to hear a good example of rolling off the low end on toms, just go to listen to anything like Green Day's Holiday or American Idiot. Listen to the toms in that, and you can see what Chris Lord-Alge did with those toms. I mean, it's just toms are really boomy, and they have that low end rumble that can really jack with your mix a lot. So rolling off that bottom really helps them in the mix. So now that we have that, now let's listen to all the drums we have, and then we'll bring in the overheads. Let's find a good spot here. Okay. So just right off the bat, the snare is sounding a little too hissy. Okay, not bad. We're going to move on with that for now. We'll make adjustments later if we need to. Now let's bring in the overheads. And so before I bring them in, I actually like to just fade them in, but I want to just make them more cymbal mics. I really don't want that low end affecting my kick. Like I want the kick's low end to come from the sub kick, not the overhead. So we're gonna high pass these pretty darn hard. And then overheads tend to pick up a lot of that 500 hertz range, so a lot of times I'll just scoop that out. See how this sounds. And I'm not afraid to smash the overheads. It kind of adds like a parallel compression almost effect to your drums when you smash them. So we are going to compress these. I actually kind of want them to be smashed a little bit more than that, so I'm going to add some input gain because we are maxed on the threshold. So let's go up 4 dB on each side. Okay, so nice and crunchy. And I do like to get a little bit more surgical too than what that SSL can offer me. So let me solo one, because there's just a lot of harsh frequencies in cymbals. So the way I find them is you just, do a little sweep. Whoop. Only want one. Hear that whistle? It's like right at 3.5K. So we found the whistle. Now we're just going to chop it out. And on these, I'm actually just gonna, once you find one, it's the same mic. So I'm just gonna do the same EQ, just drag it over. Still hearing some sort of whistling, so there might be a second frequency. The difference? All right, I'm gonna turn my mic off and just hear it with and without this EQ. My mic wasn't on whenever I was just talking, but that's a pretty good trick. Make a video. Top 10 easiest ways to make your overhead sound amazing. Do the thumbnail like this. Okay, so now we're just going to fade in the overheads to taste. Okay, I'm tired of this build. I just want a beat. Come on, me. I think there's a beat here. Okay, got a pretty good drum sound going on. And then the final step, this video is going a little bit long, but I will send these to my drum bus. Call this drums. My favorite drum bus compressor, at least for right now, is the Townhouse, or there it is, Townhouse bus compressor. It adds the glue to the drums. Listen. And that is a pretty good drum sound to start off with. I can't say we won't tweak it later, but it's pretty darn good for right now. So we are going to move on to the bass, and I will see you in the next video.